Hello, hello, dear football fans. We have finally got to the final knockout stage of the World Cup, and today we are going to simulate one of the most interesting and promising games of this round, which is Brazil versus Japan. So I'm running a simulation that reads simulate the outcome between Brazil versus Japan and a possible penalty shootout. So let's see what comes out of this. So the simulation is running and it will take around 10 minutes in order to bring us the results. So see you in a while. So our simulation about the match between Brazil and Japan is ready, so let's dive into it. So this is the scenario that was analyzed. Agents should represent the diverse stakeholders of this high-stakes knockout match, including tactical coaching staff, high-pressure penalty takers, and vocal global media. The simulation must model the psychological tension of a potential penalty shootout, given Japan's historical 0-2 World Cup shootout record and Brazil's recent 2024 Copa America shootout failure. Agents must react to real-time momentum shifts, such as Japan's 2025 historic victory over Brazil during a friendly match, and the specific goalkeeping dynamics between Alison Becker and Sion Suzuki. The goal is to observe how tactical discipline from the Japanese side interacts with the individual brilliance of Vinicius Jr. under the unique pressure of the Houston Stadium environment. So this was the scenario that was analyzed. Let's have also a look at the agents and rounds that were employed. So 10 rounds were run with 14 agents that performed up to 492 actions, and one polymarket was analyzed during the simulation. And so there's also a percentage section regarding the outcome. So will the FIFA World Cup round of 32 match between Japan and Brazil on June 29th, 2026 be decided by a penalty shootout? And the simulation gives us a 30% percentage. And then we can also analyze the takes from the different entities that were impersonated by the agents, giving their takes. Then we also have some statistics about each round, about the agents that were employed also on Reddit, simulating posts, the knowledge graph, the connection between between each identity, and then we have the report itself, which starts with the Suzuki Allison psychological inversion, how tactical rigidity overwhelmed individual brilliance in Houston. The simulation revealed that Brazil's reliance on individual superstar moments created a fragility that Japan's collective data-driven discipline exploited, turning Alison Becker's veteran status into a liability against Zion Suzuki's emerging psychological momentum. And then we have different takes that were analyzed during the sim. So when experience becomes a burden, in the case of the Brazilian goalkeeper, while on the other hand, we have a very young and promising Japanese goalkeeper. And then, then the second point is about Japan's modernist pivot and the death of the underdog narrative, in the sense that Japan is not an underdog anymore. Japan has beaten a lot of big teams during friendly matches, and also in the past World Cups they beat teams such as Germany and Spain. So they're not an underdog anymore. And then the other point that was analyzed is so the Vinicius Jr. isolation effect in high-stakes environments, where I think that here it analyzes the scenario where Japanese players really press Vinicius and they suffocate him so that he won't be able to play his game. And Japanese defense is very strong. They run a lot, they manage to press a lot. So Vinicius Jr. will have to suffer a lot of pressure, I think. Then the last take is about synthesis and implications, the fragility of technical superiority. And yeah, that's all. So let's also see if there is a point about the shootout, the penalty shootout. No, there's only the initial question with the percentage of how likely is a penalty shootout during this match. So I hope you liked it. See you on the next simulation and enjoy the match between Brazil and Japan. Take care, guys.